Hi, everybody. It's the Maz and Mo show again. Hi, Maz. How's it going?
Back to life now. Since
Oh
the
my
real
God,
football
yeah.
is gonna start once again. Uh, I'm not sure. Do we have another international break before the end of the season? I
I
hope
hope not.
not, because this is just waste of time. But anyway, we'll touch on that in a different episode. What's the
Y-
topic, Mo?
FA Cup.
Yeah.
FA Cup. I'm sorry, I'm FA Cup. I just spilt the cup. Um, anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. This weekend we had the FA Cup games, so I was kind of surprised from some of the results. I don't know. Some of them were a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I mean, we'll go through them one by one. I mean, the Preston Aston Villa game, I think that was crystal clear who's going to be on top, seeing the form that Aston Villa is in, and also Preston being lower. I mean, their championship, or are they League One? I'm not 100% sure, really, but they weren't at their best. And first half it was 0-0. Believe it or not. I think that was a surprise to everyone. But Aston Villa just stepped it up and three goals in the second half. Not really surprised. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, let's first talk about the FA Cup. Does it matter? Yes.
Of
How?
course, the
Uh,
oldest competition on the planet.
No, not just because of that. Because nowadays we're living in a world that big cups, Champions League, Premier League, big money matters. The rest is just formalities. And we've seen over the years the big teams, except from City, because City has literally two teams, neglecting the cups, the
The
Carabao
domestic
Cup,
ones,
the
yes,
League
yes,
Cups,
I
and the
agree.
FA Cup.
Hmm.
Does it matter? Yes, it bought Ten Hag an extra 2 years. This is how it
That's true.
matters.
And an extension.
Yeah. And does it matter for the lesser teams? Yes. Look at how Newcastle celebrated the Carabao Cup. I mean, they did an open book parade for the Carabao Cup. So does it matter? Yes. I would assume for the likes of Aston Villa, Brentford, even for Tottenham, by the way.
Crystal
With
Palace.
all due respect, I mean this is a big cup for them, so it does matter.
I'm
Uh,
sure if you ask the Tottenham fans, they'll say, "Oh, I mean, it's something that lets them build up on hope, let's say. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
It's a cup at the end of the day, okay?
the only thing which really puzzles me at a point, because when you start in the fifth round and the fourth round, you still see the lesser teams. I'm talking about Premier League teams,
Hmm.
the bottom 10. They still throw the second string of players when you play this competition. This is actually your best chance to kick out the big boys, because the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea no, because they have 40 players. The likes of Liverpool, the likes of City, Arsenal,
Arsenal.
they will always feel the second string of players. So this is actually when the bet, because once they reach the semi, they're not going to throw it away. Simple as this.
No, no, of course not. It's quarterfinals, semifinals is when you start putting on your best 11. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, it
because you
depends
smell
who the
blood.
opponent is, yes,
Yeah,
but most probably yes. I mean, look at Liverpool. To be honest, they threw it away at the start. But again, it's to me, it's important. I mean, winning the FA Cup to me is way bigger than winning the Carabao Cup, or League Cup, or whatever you want to call it, EFL Cup. Um, I agree. I think, especially for the teams that are mid-table and below, there's nothing else to fight for really, and throughout
yeah.
the season. I
Because
mean,
really look at them, they don't have the distraction of Europe. So because
one,
that's the excuse of the big six. I mean,
exactly.
okay, we can't focus on all competitions. The rest, I mean, you don't have anything else to do.
Well, Chelsea could, couldn't they? I
Chelsea,
mean, got
Chelsea and
400
City
players.
are an exception, but the rest, yeah. But you still see the likes. I mean, even Southampton, fielded a second string of players, and it's like, okay, guys, what you got to lose? I mean, you're in a relegation battle. You're not going to save your energy for the Premier League, because you need to have rhythm. You need to develop the players. You need to find new ways of play.
Ideas. Mm.
But again, sometimes it baffles me because this is for the grabs for everyone in the beginning, the first 2 3 rounds. Yet they don't take it serious. Of
I
course, now
I
when it
agree.
reaches to the quarterfinal and semi-final, yes, no chance for the lesser clubs to
I
progress.
agree.
Definitely.
I think you bring up a good point there. My problem is that um, I mean, look at this year specifically. There's been a bit of a shuffling, if you get what I mean. I mean, a lot of the big, you like to call them the big clubs or the clubs with history, fell fell on the first or second hurdle, and it's wide open for someone that hasn't won it in a while to really win it this season. I mean, City's still there, but let's be honest. I completely agree
I
with you.
I would have loved if City had lost against Bournemouth. Not
Oh,
because
of
of City,
course.
that goes without saying, but because to have the likes of Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and Nottingham Forest fighting for this cup, yes, that would be beautiful, beautiful for football. Yeah, we'll go back to the matches. Let's start while we're at it. City against Bournemouth. Uh, Normally, I was a little bit surprised because normally playing out, I would have thought City would have lost this one, but this is the international break. The first match after the international break, it's open for anything and everything.
That's true. Yes.
And because teams lose their rhythm, they lose their momentum. You never know.
Injuries,
Yeah,
that, this, yeah.
you never know. And by
Yep.
the way, you'll see tomorrow also when Liverpool plays Everton because it's not a standard game. Both are coming. This is the first match after the international break, and you never know how it's gonna pan out. But anyway, uh, having said that, Bournemouth, I don't feel they deserve to win the game.
Well,
They really,
I saw the last 15 or 20 minutes, and I have to hand it to Marmoush looks like the real deal.
yeah,
But
yeah,
still, I thought that Bournemouth would have at least last
yeah,
10 minutes after the second goal went in, do something. I thought they were all over the place. They, it's like someone that loses their chain of thought. They get to the, uh, uh, you know, attacking. Um, uh, uh, you think momentum or something like that. There's nothing there. The minute they cross over to the City side of the pitch, it's like, oh, what do I do now? It's like I don't know. Not the Bournemouth I'm used to watching. Let's put it that way.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I thought they had no rhythm in that match.
Definitely.
I've watched it. To be honest, City dominated them, but that's what City does almost all of the
No,
games.
we know that, and by the way, dominating is one thing. They did really create some good
Yeah,
chances. They had a
Haaland,
penalty that they
Haaland,
missed.
yeah. Haaland
Yeah,
had a couple of chances. Yeah, he was
exactly.
good.
Haaland had a few nibbles here and there that should have been goals, really. I mean, up to his stand. If you his standards are kind of high now. Well, not maybe not this season. The beginning he was way better, but yeah, they should have. They shouldn't have dragged it all the way till the last 20 minutes or so to score the second, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think for them this is the competition. They will snatch a place in the top four definitely. So this is the only thing they're fighting for, the FA Cup.
yeah.
Uh,
They don't want to go trophyless.
yeah,
I would love to see them trophyless, to be honest.
me too. I think it's good
Um,
for the neutrals, good for football, but
exactly. I
it's a
think
big
it's high
ask.
time someone else won a cup. One of the mid-table teams, or well, to be honest, none of them are really mid-table. I think it's Crystal
No,
Palace is the only one that's left that's not not
Aston Villa.
mid-table.
Yeah,
Aston Villa is a bit higher, right? Is their top
yeah,
six?
yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
so
think I think even they know this is their biggest chance because
exactly.
the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, United. United also in cups
Top
they're
nine.
dangerous. They're all out, so this is your chance. I mean, you can easily win it.
It is.
Uh,
I agree.
Aston Villa.
Um, to be honest, I mean, 0-0 first half. against Preston.
Yeah. Again, it can happen,
It's
you know.
no, no, no. I completely agree. It can happen, but then they put the burners on second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, three
eh,
goals. I mean, I think all of us. I don't think anyone predicted otherwise. Let's put it that way. It's good for Preston that they got to this stage of the competition, and yeah, okay, they're 14th in the championship, so they're not really fighting relegation in the championship, but still. Not a bad result for them, I thought. I mean,
No.
sorry, it's a loss at the end of the day, but you're playing against a Premier League side, right? That's ninth in the Premier League at the moment and doing fairly well.
Yeah.
So I think everyone, yeah, when you come 0-0 and then it's the first goal comes in, it's either you get compact at the back and try to, see the game through until the last 10 minutes is where you go at it. The problem with Preston is that they once I feel that once Rashford scored the first, they gave away a penalty right away, and that just threw threw all the tactics out of the window. Let's try do something, and then the third one went in and got Bobby's your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think Aston Villa, they would it be a distraction to be still in the Champions League? I don't know. If they were out, I would have said they will be 100% focused on this competition. I think for Unai, yes, he will be focused because this is a cup, no matter what. For the fans, I mean, yeah, I understand it's not 70 years like Newcastle, but it's been a long time since they've lifted a cup, so they're desperate to win something. They're one of the better teams, I would say, apart from City, still in the competition.
Well, they've got a good bench too. I mean,
Yeah. They've
they
really done
strengthened
well
in the yeah
in the January window. They've done really
yeah
well in the January. They look even more dangerous than the first half.
yeah exactly. So I mean. I see where he's going with this, and to be fairly honest, I would go for both if I were him because the Champions League. What's the odds of you winning that with Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich still in the competition, but and Arsenal, but here, I mean, the only hurdle I see is City really. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Nottingham
Well,
Forest. Anyway,
even if it's a mission impossible, it's not our topic today. But Aston Villa, I think they're gonna face Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. I do trust the tactics of Unai. He's a good tactician.
he's Europe. He's amazing
He's a
in
good
Europe.
tactician,
Yeah,
The only thing is that these good tacticians, when they come to the Premier League is a different animal. It's faster, the pressure is more, the fans, everything is different than Spain, Germany, Italy. I would say there it is a little bit more of a controlled environment. In the Premier League, just lose focus for 2 minutes. You'll
you're
concede.
done. You're
You'll concede
cooked.
two goals
Yeah,
easily,
you're
easily.
cooked. Yes.
So
You have to
yeah,
be on your toes 24/7 until the end of the match. Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
Nottingham Forest.
That one was a bit of a surprise. I watched the first couple of minutes, not really couple, I mean, I would say 25 minutes. And to be honest, there wasn't much in it. I mean,
No,
it wasn't that exciting. I was expecting more from both teams, and the it was all in the middle, if you get what I mean.
yeah,
Silly passes that losing the ball very easily, fouls that mean I I didn't get the sense of what's going to pan out. But come the second half, both teams came alive. I
yeah,
don't think either one of them wanted to um, go to extra time, but there were the chances started to pop up. A bit more creativity, direct play. I like the second half a bit more. Let's put
yeah.
it that way. And there was chances. There was chances. Brighton should have really
Yeah,
gone through, to be honest.
I thought Brighton would have went through. I thought Brighton was a little bit better than Nottingham. Uh, Nottingham are not the most exciting team, but they're the
No.
most efficient team. We
Yes.
talked about that. How long would that take you? How far would it take you? I don't know. It's anyone's guess. Yeah, it's a surprise for me that they're still in the top four. With the way they play, the position, and etc. Yes, you'd put them in the top 10, but they're really punching above their
Way,
weight.
way, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yes, and
credit
their
credit to
goalkeeper.
Nuno. Yeah, yeah, I credit to their manager, to Nuno.
No, no, of course. We touched upon this earlier in the in our episodes, but uh Mazin, I mean some of the saves that Sell made, Sell, right? His name? Yeah. Wow, what a
Yes,
goalie.
ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah,
Brighton should have easily been 2-0 up, but he kind of kept them in it, and then the penalties. Uh, I'm sorry. There was, you know what? No, I'm not sorry. One of the penalties, I can't remember the number, who the player was, but honestly, I mean, my young son could do better than that. I mean,
yeah,
really, your team depends on you with a penalty kick. The second one that was missed, um, I thought that it was he gave it all he had, but the goalkeeper, I don't how the hell would you decide to stay put is beyond me.
yeah,
But the first penalty that was missed by Brighton was an embarrassment, really, I thought. And
yeah.
then Nico Williams trying to aim for one of the fans was not really great.
Yeah, at least he tried his best. I mean, because this brought back to me the Curtis Jones penalty against Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh
I
my God.
remember, okay, it's a different game, different, definitely different, but I remember Roberto Baggio still till now getting nightmares because of that missed penalty.
Could you blame me?
I know that's the World Cup final. I know they lost the final, the World Cup because of that penalty, so it's different. But then you read what Curtis Jones said that yeah, he slept well after missing a penalty, and his team crashed out. I mean, it's a different now. Players approach penalties as even if they lose it, no worries. It's okay. At least put your best effort. I don't mind, if a goalie turns into an octopus and he saves one of these. But at least do your best. Nowadays, you see players coming throwing a ball which is so line even from my place, I could have saved it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and then they walk back. I mean, penalties. Yeah, it's also about the mentality. That's a different issue.
Yeah, no, I agree. They should have done better. Brighton should have won that game. I believe they came
Yeah,
back because they had the point to prove. Because losing to Nottingham Forest, I think, was horrible. I think what was it, 7-0 this season,
yeah.
right? And they had the point to prove, and I think they should have gone through. But it is what it
Yeah, me
is,
too.
really.
Yeah.
Moving on. We touched upon. Okay, so
With Fulham,
Fulham and Crystal Palace.
I really thought Fulham would go. I mean, through because based on the form in the league, I mean, Fulham is really doing wonders in terms of playing style of play. They're playing really well. Crystal Palace is here and then. Sometimes they do. I don't think the manager has yet got his ideas across the team. Sometimes you see them playing well and sometimes not. The second half of the season, they're much better than the first. But I thought Fulham would go through before the game, but they didn't turn up.
Well, I again, I saw the highlights for this one, really. I thought Fulham started really well. They went for it, missed a couple of chances, and then Crystal Palace scored two within three, three, 4 minutes.
Yeah,
And
they did.
that's where,
They killed the game.
yeah, exactly. Then Fulham missed a sitter of a chance. Well, it was one of those chances that it's on the line and then it gets cleared and all that stuff. And it was a great chance if they scored it. But I'm looking at um, the stats. Mazin, Fulham had 16 shots, three on target, when Crystal Palace had 8-6.
Yeah.
So, and
So
and when
they
you've
did
got
turn.
Eze in the
Yeah,
team, come on.
yeah,
I mean, that guy is just my God, he's built strong. He's fantastic on the ball, the control, the vision, the shot, you name it. Again, we bring him up again. I think earlier in our episodes we talked about him, and he is a great player. Now, would he fit into a bigger club? I believe so, but yeah, he came up. He turned up for his team, and now it's like what they're through. They're through to the semifinals.
Yeah. Yeah. So it brings us to the semis. City
Well,
against Nottingham. I'll at Wembley. I'll give it a 3-0 for the City. They will cruise past Nottingham. Uh, as I said, the way Nottingham is playing and the setup, it can get you so far. Wembley is a big stadium, also. First time for the Nottingham Forest, also. It's a big occasion for them. Same as Newcastle when they went to the FA Cup, the final a couple of years ago. I think the occasion will get to them. City with these big spaces, yeah, they will eat them alive. Sitting back and trying to snatch a goal and defend that wouldn't work in Wembley against City. I don't think so. So I think if it was Brighton, I would have said it's anyone's guess.
oh really?
Yeah,
No, in fact,
Brighton.
I'm total opposite.
Yeah,
I think Nottingham Forest is going to do something. I know, it sounds crazy. It's if Nottingham Forest turn up, okay, I believe they can hurt City. Now, City is going to throw everything at it because this is
only
the only
chance.
trophy yeah,
Yeah.
that's available to them. But I really feel that Nottingham Forest could do something.
No, maybe I hope so, but I don't see it other than 3-0 for City. Uh,
Okay, 3-0.
they
Okay,
will
my
eat them alive.
prediction is going to be 2-1.
Yeah. For
2-1 to Nottingham Forest.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll wager you on that one.
Crystal
But
Palace against Aston Villa.
this one's a tough one.
If Aston Villa managed to score first, yes, I'll give them a chance. Otherwise, it's Aston Villa. I mean,
Really?
the way they're playing, technically, they're very sound. Give some spaces to Rashford and Asensio. They will thrive in these spaces. I think it's going to be Aston Villa 2-1.
Well, to be fairly honest, uh, I don't know. I can't really say because it's on the 26th. So basically, Aston Villa would know if they're in or out of the Champions League by then.
Yeah.
If they're still in, it's
That,
anybody's guess.
yeah. Even if they're out, let's say okay, because nobody expecting them to do much in the Champions League now. You've reached your limits. It's like even the fans. Okay, fine, you've taken us to this level. Even Liverpool is not at that level. Paris Saint-Germain kicked Liverpool out, so fine. Do your best. Let's enjoy the ride. Nobody's expecting them to go through, so there's no pressure. The disappointment of crashing out, I don't think it will be big. But again, you lose. Yeah, it might have an effect on the player's mentality. But I still think with Unai, yes, they will go through.
I, I, I my guess is, I meant it the other way around. In fact, Mazen, I said that what I was trying to say was, if they're still in the Champions League, they could lose it
Mm.
because then the priorities change. If they're out of the Champions League, no, they'll go through.
Yeah,
That's how I see it. Because
yeah,
um, looking at Aston Villa, they're doing. I mean, they were better at the start of the season, but now they're picking back or getting back to where they were. They've got a much stronger squad, especially in the attacking side. Um, good substitutes to come in. Their bench is
yeah,
way better than
yeah,
before. But Crystal Palace still have they're efficient with this guy. They've been really efficient. Now they've had their drops, of course, and so have the other teams. But I don't know. I like the outfit. I like if they can keep everyone healthy and clear of injuries. The squad, the main 11 at least. It's going to be a good watch. This is going to be more much better to watch than the Nottingham Man City game. So it's
On
going to
this,
be
yes.
difficult to predict.
On this, I agree. I still think Crystal Palace is inconsistent. You never know when they're gonna turn up.
That's true. That's
Uh,
exactly it. But this is a semi-final of the FA Cup. Come on. I mean, if they
Maybe.
don't turn up for this one, then you might as well pack up and go home, right?
Yeah, well, our boys didn't turn up for a final, so you never know how it pans out with players. I mean, you never know. You never know.
You had to remind us every now and then, right?
Yeah,
Let's get through this week first, and then yeah. So what's your prediction for Crystal Palace Villa?
2-1 for Villa.
Oh, okay. So it's going
Yeah,
to be tight in your
yeah,
case.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm you know what? There's no point of going with your prediction. I'm going to go against your prediction. I'll say 2-1 to Crystal Palace.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
you think that the final will be Nottingham Forest Crystal Palace? I hope so. That
That
would be
would be ideal.
amazing. Yeah, for the
That
sake of
would be
football.
ideal because both clubs have
Yeah,
not won a trophy in well, I can't remember the last time. I think Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, the last really important semi-final they got to was Hillsborough, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
In
That was the last,
89.
maybe. I think so. Yeah.
That's huge. Crystal Palace, I can't even remember them getting anywhere. So no disrespect, don't get me wrong. It's just that I'm pleased. I just wish that Bournemouth had gone through too. Then you're guaranteed
Yeah,
a club
agree.
that that hasn't won anything, and it's more exciting for the neutral, really.
It's just good for the football. It shows that
Exactly, it's good for
that
the Premier
that
League itself,
yeah,
even,
that
because
money. Yeah, well, if we talk about money, yeah, the Aston Villa threw a lot on the squad, and Nottingham Forest also. So yeah, money plays a role, but not in this case.
no, no, I mean, sorry, you compared to the money that other clubs spent,
Yeah, yeah,
these guys did. I mean, who did they really buy? The leftovers mostly, right?
yeah.
The
True,
players that were play
true.
good at some point and reaching either the end of their career or something like that. No disrespect. There's a few names that I can name at Nottingham Forest that I would love to see at bigger clubs. Morgan Gibbs White, Munez, what's his name? The goalkeeper, for instance. I'm sure he's not going to last long with Nottingham Forest. But even Crystal Palace, Eze and the other guy that up front, I forgot his name. Not Nketiah, the other guy,
Mateta.
Maiteta.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's a good
I mean,
player.
he's
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
I won't see he's world class until I see him in a bigger club. But other than that, does that wrap it up for the FA Cup, Maz?
Y-
Or
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
no, no, no. One last thing. We haven't talked about that. Who do you think is going to win it?
Well, we'll talk about that once we watch the semis, but still, I'll go for City.
Really?
Yeah,
Nah, nah,
I'll go for City. I think
no.
they've
Any other
got
club, but not City.
yeah, but they've got so much quality. They're too
True,
good to lose it.
true. I'm not gonna, I'm,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into a pissing match with you about that. But I think that um, if Forest get through City, it's theirs to lose. I mean, if my predictions are correct,
yeah.
Forest will win it.
Okay, I hope so.
Okay.
Again,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes. Okay. So it's the 17th of March,
Yeah,
26. Of course, people who are listening, thanks for the support, everyone. We've been getting some messages from a lot of people and productive feedback really on how to improve. And I wanted to thank everyone for that. I would love to see our viewers their predictions of the next round at least. And who do you think? Oh, do you think Mazin was right or I was right or both of us are wrong in fact, and you think someone else will win it? But would really look forward to seeing that from everyone.
yeah,
Comments at the comment section. Yeah, hit the like button. Okay, that would really help. And if you want, subscribe because it can only get better.
yeah. And if you think that there's anything to discuss, a topic that you'd like us to discuss it, just mention it, and we're happy to do an episode on it.
Yes. Thank you. Okay,
Okay,
Bert.
cheers.
All right.
We'll see you. Bye
Yes,
bye.
we will. You take
Bye.
care, buddy.
You
See
too.
ya.
Bye bye.
Bye.